All right, I don't know about you, but who loves to pack? Like go on vacation? Okay, I absolutely hate to pack. I love going on vacation though. Vacation is probably my favorite thing in the world to do. My top 3 places are probably Ireland, France, and Italy. But packing, I think packing is annoying. You either pack too much or not enough. And usually for me, it's not enough. But today, I'm going to tell you a story about the time I had to pack home from college. Now, some of you may know me and may know my life story, but I'm just going to give you a brief overview of my life. I was born November 18th, 1987, to Dave and Susan Barth. They're wonderful people. Let's give them a round of applause. And I was born perfectly normal, perfectly healthy child. I was the second child in the family, and I came home, and about 6 weeks later, my mom takes me to a baby well checkup. Actually, I don't remember this, when my mom says we get there, because I was 6 weeks old. We get there, and they go through the normal procedures, weighing you. Everything looks fine, I'm totally normal, and then the doctor gets to listen to my heartbeat. And he pauses, and he looks up at my mom, and says, you probably should rush your child down to Children's Hospital, because she has what's called a heart murmur. And a heart murmur is an irregular heartbeat. Some of you may be familiar with that. Some of you may have heart murmurs here or have parents that have had heart murmurs, but mine was really severe. So my mom rushed me down to Children's Hospital, and from there I was diagnosed with what's called tricuspid atresia, single ventricle, leaky mitral valve, and transposition of the major arteries. I'm no guru, I'm no doctor, so basically what that means, ladies, is that I only had 3/4 of a heart. I was missing my right ventricle. And so from there, obviously, I couldn't live a normal life. I had to have surgery. So we were scheduled for surgery about a few weeks later, and that was the first time I had my first of 3 open heart surgeries. It's called a Fontan procedure. Basically what they did is they rerouted how the blood flow and the oxygen flow in and out of your heart. And so as a child, I grew up pretty normal. I had some limitations. I couldn't play contact sports because I had a pacemaker to regulate my heartbeats. I couldn't go on upside down roller coasters. So I plugged myself into dance, and I plugged myself into theater, which I loved and I grew to love. And so I had a really normal childhood. From the age of 6 to 18, I had minor surgeries, but I never really knew what it was like to have a condition, because I was so normal. I got to do things that normal kids got to do. I rode my bicycle, I went to class, I got my driver's license at age 16, so I was never limited. But then it came time to decide what college to go to when I was 18. And I was really set on Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, because my mom was an alumni there, and I thought it would be the best school in the world. So I applied to Cal Poly, and I applied to Baylor and Texas and Chico. And my mom's friend suggested that I apply to University of Oregon, because that's just a great Pac-10 school. Lindsay would really, really love that social life, because she's so social. And so I applied. It was a 5-minute easy application. So easy, it was ridiculous. And so we planned a family vacation up there to Bend, Oregon in December of 2005. And my mom and I were going to stop in Eugene, Oregon to visit the school. So I got there, it was like the dead of winter, and the trees were bare, but the university was beautiful. It was picturesque. It looked like Harvard. It was brick buildings, old, and I fell in love with it. And from that day, I decided I was going to go to University of Oregon. I was so thrilled. For those of you that know me, I'm a very independent spirit, and I was so excited to spread my wings and to fly and to make something my own and to create this memory. And I had it all in my mind. I knew exactly what I was going to do for the next 4 years and the years after that. I was going to go to University of Oregon for 4 years, get my business degree, move to Portland, find my husband, and then have some babies. And I was like, yes, my life is going to be so awesome. So I planned it all out. I really did. So graduation comes. It was probably the happiest day of my life. I was like, I'm getting out of here, 3 more months, and then comes September. And I remember that my mom and I flew into Portland we picked up all my stuff from linens and things, and we were driving to the university, and I tell you, I was in a movie. It was so surreal. I turned the campus, and I see all these like parents and children running around, like hustling and bustling, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait to get out of the car. And I pull up to the Living Learning Center, is where I lived for my freshman year. And my friend Anna calls me. We actually met through Facebook. I know, so weird. But she calls me. She's like, Lindsay Barth, where are you? And I was like, I'm coming. I'm outside. And I run up, and we set all my stuff up, and I was ready to go. And I met my roommate Steph Weller. She's an awesome person. And then 2 days go by, and I say goodbye to my parents, but I didn't even shed a tear. I was ready. I was like, this is it. This is my college experience. And so I say goodbye to them. And I remember that weekend, I went out, I had a good time, and watched some movies with some friends. And then the first day of class came, and it was a normal first day. It was beautiful. It was really green trees, and I get to the business building, and it was a great first day of college. I mean, awesome. Then I get to the second day, and I'm sitting in this big lecture hall, about 350, and it was my computer class. And I remember I started to feel really shaky. I start to shake, and I start to sweat, and then I feel my heart palpitating. And I'm like, this isn't normal. I've never experienced anything like this in my life. Yeah, I've had heart condition, but nothing huge has happened. So I was studious, and I was like, I'm just gonna get through this class, and I'll call my mom after. It was an hour and 50-minute class of really just kind of dozing off, like not really there. I call my mom, and I'm like, Mom, I don't feel that good. What should I do? And she's like, just go to the nurse's office. I'm sure you're fine. And so I get there, and I tell them my situation. I'm like, look, I have a heart condition, and I don't feel that good. Like open up the doors, and they let me right in, and I sit down, and my resting heart rate was 160 beats per minute. Yeah. Like right now, you're sitting down, you're probably at 70. So I'm at 160 beats per minute. And so then they take an EKG, which is a rhythm strip of your heart, and they're like, okay, you should probably go to the emergency room. So they get an ambulance, and I'm all by myself, P.S., because my parents are in California, and I don't really have any friends that know about this yet. So I get to Sacred Heart Hospital, the emergency room, and then the cardiologist comes up, and she's never seen a case like mine before. She's never seen a case where a child at birth had a heart condition and now is having a problem. So she has to call San Diego Children's Hospital to figure out what to do with me. So they talk on the phone, and what they decide to do is to sedate me and then cardiovert me, which is where they put big paddles to you and go ba-bam and put your heart into rhythm. It's okay, I wasn't awake. I didn't know what happened, but I woke up pretty sore. So then they contact my mom in that time, and she comes up, and then we stay at a hotel, and we decided that we would take care of this problem, which is called atrial flutter, when I came down home for Christmas break. So I was like, great, good, grand, I'm peacing out. Like, I say goodbye. I say goodbye to her, and I'm off to my college experience again. Do you think that should have been a wake-up call? I think so, but I didn't. No.